Hello, everyone. It's Mark from This Is the Music, and welcome back to another episode of the This Is the Music Meets Podcast, the podcast where I dive deep into the bands and artists that are shaping the emerging indie scene. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. It really will help the podcast grow, but more importantly, support the incredible artists featured on the show. On today's episode, I'm joined by London four-piece Clamber, who have released two fantastic singles already this year. They've been tipped as a BBC introducing ones to watch, and they've also got a very busy summer of festival appearances as well. It's fair to say that they are a band with plenty of momentum behind them. So let's get into episode 180 of the This Is the Music Meets podcast. I'm delighted to be joined by frontman, singer, songwriter, guitarist. I don't think there's anything you don't do in the band, Kieran, to be honest with you, but it's great to have you here. How you doing?
Very well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously,
Brilliant.
this heat wave has caught me out a little bit, to be fair, and it's unbearable again, isn't it?
Trust me, it's mad. I actually stupidly cycle to work, which means I get to work very sweaty every day. And moving music stuff around as well. In this heat as well. We did our headline show a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure we'll get into that. But like, I remember just rocking up to that and being like, do I want to be here right now? I don't know. Like in a venue. It's been mad, hasn't it? It's been crazy.
It has, and obviously touching on that weather, it's good to see that you're near a window as well, so that you don't don't pass out or anything like that. It's
Nice
unprepared.
breezy. Yeah. Exactly.
Brilliant. We obviously were just chatting a little bit off air about England. Well, this Monday morning, we're recording this Monday evening. I think it's fair to say, Kieran, that we're both absolutely delighted to see that England managed to win and get themselves into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? I actually had us down in all sweepstakes I'm in to go out in this round. But yeah, no, it's amazing. It's amazing to get through. The Azteca, the altitude, so much stuff being spoken about it. I just thought, Mexico's record there. We're not going to do it. And after the Congo game as well, where I was a bit like, God, I don't know whether we got this in us, but yeah, managed to stay awake, managed to get down the pub, and also I've managed to basically lose my voice all day. But luckily, it's back now, so that's that's good. This,
Just in time for this podcast, it's come
yeah,
back, which is great. And you were saying as well, you're a Brentford supporter as well. You had a very
yes,
good
yeah,
season last year.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Big Brentford fan. I've been a season ticket holder since I was six. I didn't really have a choice. So when we're down in like League One, League Two, for years, Torquay away, I think is probably the most random one I've been to. But yeah, no, we're on the up now, and it's about consistency now, and like yeah, just missing out on Europe this year was honestly gutting. I had saved a bit of leave from work to do some of the European away days, but didn't make it sadly. So yeah, I'll have to roll them over to next year and hope again. But yeah,
Yeah,
Palace can do it, so why can't we?
yeah,
West Ham
definitely.
can do it as well, so why can't we?
Well, I wouldn't follow West Ham's story if I was you. Otherwise, they'll end up relegated. So that's probably how not to do it, to be honest. But yeah, no, had a great season. I think it probably surprised everyone, especially obviously with a rookie manager as well in Keith Andrews. So
Yeah.
yeah, fingers crossed that you can build and carry on that momentum into 26, 27.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like just a bit crazy. We are just talking about it off air as well. A bit crazy just seeing a Brentford number nine, also the number nine for Brazil, which is just something that I never thought I'd say in my life. So yeah, nah, like yeah, I can't complain, can I, from League Two to where we are now. Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, loving it. Loving that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's let's move away from football, and obviously we're here clearly to talk about your band, which is Clamber.
Mhm.
For anyone that is discovering you for the first time through the podcast, can you just sort of give a little introduction to the band? You know who you are and sort of like what you're all about.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, we're Clamber. There's four of us. We started, well, me and Charlie, the bassist, have been playing music together since we're about 11, I think. So we went to school together, playing Arctic Monkeys covers, and then in various different folk and indie bands together. And then I started out on my own, doing kind of like a folk singer-songwriter thing under my own name. I really enjoyed doing that. And Charlie and Hayden as well who's the drummer, were the kind of players in that as well. And that was very much folky singer-songwriter. And then yeah, that was kind of what I grew up on, really, like artists like Benjamin Francis Leftwich. When I was younger, my mum and dad always used to play Bell and Sebastian. Like, I'm a huge Bell and Sebastian fan. We actually went to see them recently in Denmark play If You're Feeling Sinister, like through, which was amazing. Like, yeah, I was crying. It was incredible. Um so yeah, kind of like that. So we definitely have those kind of like folk based roots. But yeah, after uni, kind of did I played as a session player actually for an artist called George Hennessy that you might know. He's also on the This Feeling roster.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Sam was also playing with George as well. So I was playing acoustic guitar. Sam was on lead guitar, and that's where we met. And then yeah, so we just started Clamber before Sam came in actually. And yeah, it basically represented like a new sound for us. Like, I am a huge fan of indie. Obviously, as I said, my backing in like guitar and songwriting is very much rooted to folk, but also I'm obsessed with pop music as well. Like, I absolutely love pop music. I love Justin Bieber. I love Harry Styles. I went to see Harry Styles on Friday actually. I'm going to see Ariana Grande this summer. And like, yeah, I think pop, it gets like a bad rap, right, in the music industry. Like, obviously it doesn't, because they're selling millions of streams and they're all really famous and stuff. But I think it's you don't hear a lot of artists say, "Oh, do you know what? Like, I really draw from pop in this way," and stuff like that. So I think that makes us sound a little bit unique. We're kind of like, we came up with this term armchair pop, which is basically like very much rooted in indie or like sometimes finger picking styles of folk, but very much has like pop bouncy choruses, pop production. The producer we work with, Tony Barata, is like brilliant at bringing like those kind of like pop elements to it and making stuff really snappy and the drums really bouncy. So yeah, I'd say for fans of kind of like indie bands like Blossoms, like Two Door Cinema Club, Bombay Bicycle Club kind of sounds, but also people that are into like straight up pop would hopefully also like us. And hopefully you can hear some of the kind of like early folk acoustic influences in there as well. So yeah, that was a rambly answer, wasn't it? But there's a lot of history behind it.
Not at all, no. And I think it's certainly for myself, it's certainly good to know, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people that agree with that as well. And yeah, I didn't realise, Kieran, that you was in the band as well with George. I
Yeah,
know George
yeah,
a little bit, because I think, is he in Australia now or something? He's like a sheep farmer or something. Is that right? I've
He is
I've
he
heard
is
a
in
rumor.
Australia now. Yeah, I don't actually know what he's doing exactly for a day job actually, but yeah, he moved to Australia a couple of years ago. Yeah, and yeah, I used to love playing with George. We recorded his album obviously over in Copenhagen, which was a brilliant experience. He was with like a German label, so we played a German festival as well. So yeah, it was brilliant, like really great experience for me, and like the first time I'd stepped up my music from being like a songwriter to someone playing like festivals and big venues. And that really helped with pushing Clamber on as well and feeling comfortable in that way. So yeah, me and Sam learned a lot from that, and we reminisce on those times quite a lot as well. And yeah, we're still really good mates with the drummer as well from George's band, Freddie Lindau, who now drums for the Skinner Brothers, who you might know as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, we're all kind of dotted about, in the scene. We've been with different bands and stuff, but yeah, I saw Freddie play with the Skinner Brothers at Scala recently, and that was amazing. So good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And well, it's good to see as well that, artists are sort of supporting artists in one way or another, because I think it's fair to say probably in years gone by, maybe that wasn't the case with people slagging off other bands and stuff like that. So that is really good
Exactly.
to see,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Obviously, Clamber first started releasing music in about 2023.
hmm
Looking back to sort of when the band sort of first formed, did you? I know you've just touched on there with like the folky sound and obviously like being influenced by pop, but did you
Mm.
at that point have a clear sort of direction where you wanted the band to go, like creatively?
Yeah, it's a good question. So yeah, it was like So I still love writing folky songs, and like I still do that a lot on my own. I think what I wanted to do at that point was really lean into band like pop energy, and kind of a real like band sound, which I'd never kind of had before, I guess. So it was very much we deliberately leaned on wanting to have like really catchy choruses, really quite like frenetic guitars in places as well. And really like I think whenever I'm writing a song, particularly for Clamber, I'm always thinking about how it will sound live as well, because I think like playing music live is what I love most, you know. And like I always want to write a song that I think, oh, do you know what? Like if I was at Glastonbury in 3 years and I played this, it would be so fun. And it's like it's about that fun like energy. That's what we're trying to create, I think, really. And yeah, there'll still be influences of like other things in there, but that pop energy is very much at the forefront. And yeah, the other thing as well that like I very much have some kind of like red lines around as well is lyrics, and like a lot of the lyrics of the songs are diary entries to my life and periods in my life, and typically are quite personal and like just useful to kind of think things out in my head. And that's always something that I've very much stuck to as like a principle of the music. Like it can be pop, it can be high energy, but lyrically it's got to still stand out or stand on its own as lyrics. So yeah, I think there were definitely some principles, and you know the reason that we started working with the producer that we did at the time as well is because we knew he could bring that energy, which is great.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just to pick up there on one of the phrases that you used, fun. I
Mm,
can definitely hear that across all the releases that you've done actually, because it comes across, and I think not just in the playing, but I think as well
mm,
like the vocal delivery as well, and having caught you live a couple of times as well,
mm,
that comes across as well. Again, not just from you guys actually being up on stage and performing and looking like you're having the time of your lives, but I
hmm.
think as well from the crowd as well that are, bopping around, dancing, jumping up and down and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you've definitely achieved something out of it anyway.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's good to hear. That is ultimately the plan as well. And like, yeah, no, I don't know. I've started using silly things on stage, like a whistle, and like I've got this kind of like little shaker thing as well. So there is definitely, yeah, definitely elements of that we want to bring, that fun side of things. You know, I think like making people feel relaxed and like in good hands at a show makes everything nicer as well. You know, like if you hear the first tune, you're like, oh, these guys are really fun. I'm just gonna get into this. You can't have a better time than that, I don't think so. You know, that's what I look for in a show. So I try and cast that out when we're playing as well.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Okay, so let's come up to the start of this year, 2026, because I think it's fair to say that it started off with a bit of a bang for Clamber, because you were tipped as one of the BBC introducing bands to watch this year. How did it feel when you heard that? And has it changed anything for you as a band?
Yeah, so BBC introducing is a mad one. It's like it feels surreal sometimes. So like when I was younger, my mum and dad used to take me to festivals, and like I went to Glastonbury when I was 10. And back when I was 10, it was free to go to Glastonbury, which was sick for my mum and dad. So they could go and take me for free. And I went to Reading as well. And I remember when I was there, we used to go to the BBC introducing stage, and my mum and dad would be like, oh, this is the new music stage, you know, let's go and have a look. And I remember genuinely from being like 10 or 11, like if I ever play one of these stages, or if I'm ever in with one of these guys, like I'm done. I can't believe it. Like that it's like a pin. It's something that I thought was completely unreachable. And yeah, I was submitting stuff to BBC Introducing, and then we submitted our first single Italy to BBC Introducing, Cambridgeshire and Essex, because we actually met in that area as a band. That's kind of where we formed when we were living there. And yeah, they took it on, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, I wonder if this is a fluke. Like, is Matt like is Matt, who's introducing DJ, going to do it again? And we released another song, and he did it again, and then he did it again, and I was just like, oh my God, like I think we might be in with you introducing. It's incredible. And they've kept playing our stuff, and like it's given us brilliant opportunities to like go on go on national radio, help get played there. It's also helped us boost our audiences in different areas and get things to get more audiences. We also did a showcase with them at the end of last year as well, which was amazing. And then yeah, for Matt to announce us as one of their ones to watch this year, it means so much. Like they're kind of, their the traction that they can pull behind a band is so good, and their reach is so good. So yeah, it's one of them bucket list moments for us. And it's just like an amazing, there's not much free PR that you get these days, and it's hard to do PR when 7,000 songs are being uploaded to Spotify or whatever it is a day. It's hard to cut through. So when you've got backing from someone like that, where it's free and they genuinely like your music and they genuinely want to help you and they put on shows for you, it means so much. And I think more than ever now, we can get onto the difficulties with the music industry now if we want. But I think that's that's a massive thing. It's a really, really big thing for us.
And do you feel as a band that sort of gives you all the confidence to think, yeah, do you know what? Actually, we are going in the right direction. There's people, outside of, sort of the traditional fan base, if you like,
Yeah,
that are liking what we're doing as well.
definitely. I think that's absolutely it. And like, yeah, being able to, it's one thing like releasing your tune and like people, being like, oh yeah, this is like this is good, and then kind of submitting it to a DJ and the BBC and then being like, yeah, we like this, we back it, you can send like countless emails to labels and you might not get anything back, but like to know that there's someone in your corner, like you say, and that like it's got reach and then it's reaching people and then people follow you on Instagram or come to your show or see you at a festival is yeah, huge. Like it does keep you going and thinks that okay, we're on the right track here. We've got a bit of a framework for how we need to write songs if we want to continue going in this vein. Let's do it, 'cause you can get lost otherwise. Definitely. I know I have been many times.
And obviously this year as well, you've obviously put out two new singles,
Yeah.
Headrush and your latest track, New Year's Eve, which came out last week. Do
Mhm.
they kind of, we were talking before a little bit about sort of the sound that you're trying to achieve in terms of fun and obviously the origins of it. But those two new singles, do they sort of represent where Clamber are trying to go or trying to head to, like sonically at the moment?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think Headrush very much is a song of our it's like a real template song for us, not in like a bad way that it's like it sounded like AI, didn't it? But like like it's very much Headrush is very much in the realm of what we do, and we released it in May to be like a summer song for people, and lyrically it's like very thematic of things I've been writing about recently, which is basically like that the simple things in life are quite hard, like remembering to like I'm like cooking and cleaning and getting places on time and doing that and also having a job and then also trying to do music and doing all these things together and that actually being really tough and trying to normalize that. And Headrush very much is in that theme as well, of just being a bit all over the place and trying to calm your brain down a little bit. But New Year's Eve is a bit of like a pullback to our folky roots, and it's certainly like maybe something that you might hear in previous singles, and lyrically as well is a song actually that I when I was a solo artist, a folk like solo artist, half of the lyrics of that song come from
Right.
that era as well. So and the guitar line, so it very much is something from that era. And what I thought was interesting about that is I played the song to the band, and Sam in particular was like, we can make this kind of sound a bit bedroom poppy, which is what we're going for with Clamber, that kind of like high energy, but like kind of lo-fi bedroom pop, and have that together. And I feel like that song is a really nice culmination of those two things. So that bedroom poppy sound and that folk sound merging together. And I quite like the fact that it's also got lyrics of the time from when I was writing more like that as well. So yeah, I think we probably will see more experimentation in that way. Our next single that's coming out at the end of the month, Collaborate, is again, I wouldn't say like Yeah, it's a bit more, I'd say it's a mixture of those two actually. So it's still got that high energy of Headrush, but definitely has some more of like the guitar lines of New Year's Eve, and definitely the vocal delivery of New Year's Eve as well, where I'm experimenting with this falsetto that I don't know whether I like or not yet, but we're going with it and we're running with it. So it's got that as well. So it's a nice little blend. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good template for where we're going to. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously on New Year's Eve as well, it's a great pop tune, and it
Thank you.
feels like it does feel like a bit of a step forward as well. So you just mentioned in there with the vocal delivery.
Mm.
What's the story behind that one? Because it obviously New Year's Eve you sort of associate, with winter.
Yeah.
Obviously we were talking off air about them before, then earlier on about the heat and all of that. So it seems a bit of an unusual time to release a song with that sort of name. So kind of like then, yeah, what's that?
That's a great point. Honestly, that's a great point. It's exactly the wrong time as well, isn't it? It's like 6 months after. Um, as far from New Year's Eve as we can be, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, in all honesty, in terms of the title, yeah, it was the song that felt right to release rather than the title. So no, New Year's Eve is a song. I found myself quite recently in two long distance relationships. And if you're in a long distance relationship, or if anyone listening is in a long distance relationship, what I found is that when you then meet that person that you're in a relationship with in person, there's a lot of like, there's loads of excitement, there's loads of anticipation, but there's also like a level of pressure of the fact that like we know we're only seeing each other for a week, and then we're not going to see each other for like another 3 months. So like this has to be perfect and like really good. And New Year's Eve when you're arranging a New Year's Eve, right? And
Just
it
about.
seems
I can remember
trivial when
those
I'm like,
times.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? You're like, this is gonna be the best night of the year. Like, everyone's got you've booked some mad place, whatever, or you're gonna try and go see the fireworks in London, and sometimes it lives up to it. But sometimes, you're in the queue to see the fireworks in London. You can't even see him, or you don't get in the club, or one of your mates is sick or something, and it doesn't quite land as it should that time. And yeah, that's the kind of parallel that I'm trying to draw there, is that like there's so much anticipation, excitement, but does that always come about? And there is like a level of anxiety within it as well, and yes, that's what New Year's Eve is about. And a lot of our previous songs as well make reference to places. So we have like Tooting Tango, we have Italy, talk about Brockwell Park in Headrush, and there's very deliberate non-use of location in New Year's Eve. I'd say the words, it's that you were somewhere looking out for me. I said that you were somewhere. Because like when people used to ask, "Oh, how is X or whatever?" I'd be like, "Oh, they're good," but like I don't really know where they are, what they're doing right now. And like so that was quite an interesting little theme that I was trying to bring in there as well. So yeah, a bit of a lyrical difference, I guess, from some of the more recent stuff about just having a very chaotic and hyper mind.
And when it comes to sort of like writing songs, does the music come first, or is it the lyrics? Obviously, I know you were saying before that you have sort of like a little poetry book that that's where
Mm.
your sort of ideas are from. So yeah, what is it? Is it the music, the lyrics, both at the same time?
Yeah, it's a good question. So for me, like 98% of the time it's music first, and I'll scat a melody over it. Yeah, it won't be words, or sometimes it will be words that like actually subconsciously do end up meaning something, and then I'll build off of them. But it's very much like I still write on acoustic guitar, either on acoustic guitar, or my new recent thing is on a keyboard in Brockwell Park, like in the park when it's been sunny like this, which has actually been so nice and really refreshing. 'Cause you get out and like write a song. It's like nothing better to do on a Sunday. It's my ultimate Sunday. A little iced coffee, maybe a little pint, little takeaway pint, and then yeah, in the park, writing a tune. Like you can't get better than that. So yeah, it's always been music first, and sometimes I'll scat lyrics, sometimes lyrics will come quite quickly, other times I'll really take care, and like, well, not always take care, but like it might take a bit longer, and I only kind of say a song's finished when the lyrics are are there, I think that's when I know. Yeah, so yeah, that's typically the writing process.
And then from that point, when you're happy with it and you present it obviously then to the rest of the band, does it
Yeah.
change much from that, from that point when the band gets to hear it then to what we hear, or is it pretty much this is it, this is where we're going in the direction of with this particular song?
Yeah, I think it'll be the skeleton structure, the bare bones. Like the band bring loads to the songs, particularly because they're, like I wouldn't say I'm a very, I wouldn't say I'm a very, I was gonna say I'm not a good guitarist, but like I can play guitar and I write songs on it. I mean, like like lead guitar, like proper lead
Yeah,
lines.
yeah, yeah.
That sounds real thing. And I'm playing drums on a pad, and Hayden sometimes like I literally can't play that you've like you think I've got 8 arms or something. Like how are we gonna do this live? So then he'll actually make something that is a legitimate drum part. Which is good. So yeah, typically I'll do something on my own on my laptop, and then we'll go to Sam's house to do a demo where we all get round it and have a couple of sessions there, and then we'll take it to get produced there. Where again, like our producer adds his little bit of flavor as well on it, which is always good. So yeah, it's a bit of a process. And I've just got a bank of songs. Sometimes they'll listen to one, they'll be like, no. Then that's gone. Or I'll use it for another time. I'll keep it for some solo project I do when I'm 60 or whatever. That happens as well. So they're a good litmus test for tunes as well, definitely.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that. So let's talk about then like live music. A
Yeah.
couple of months back, or not a couple of months, sorry, about a month or so ago, you played a headline show at the Lower Third in Soho. What was the gig like? Because I think I'm right in saying it was actually your biggest headline show to date.
Yeah. Biggest headline show today. Did it with This Feeling, who have been supporting us for a while now. Got us on the Isle of Wight last year. Like so great for bands like us, giving us support opportunities and festivals and stuff. I'm sure. Yeah, you're well versed with them lot, of course. So yeah, so we did it with them. Love the Lower Third as a venue. It's been a venue. I went there 3 years ago or so for the first time. And I saw someone called Ellie Ingram, who's like a brilliant kind of pop artist. And just loved the room and loved the sound there. And like, yeah, I think we sounded our best. The better than we have for a long time. I think there. It felt good. When like a venue just feels good. And yeah, crowd were brilliant. We had two brilliant support acts. Eloise Carter being one of them. They're great, and Strawberry Fires as well. So this feeling packed lineup. And yeah, there was aircon, most importantly as well. I was talking about earlier about getting to that show. There was aircon there. But yeah, no, I love that venue, and it's like yeah, what was it, 230 cap, which is such a lovely size. And under that massive screen in Tottenham Court Road. I don't know if you've seen it, but like, that huge hologram screen. So yeah, good content can be made from
Yeah,
there.
definitely. I mean, I know you said you loved the room when you've been there once before, but now I'm beginning to know why you wanted to play there because of the aircon.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm pretending there's a musical answer to it. What I really did is just lie under the aircon for about half an hour before we went on.
The truth is coming out. We do
Yeah,
get that
exactly.
eventually out of our guests on the episode. So sticking obviously still with live music, festival season is clearly well and truly underway. And last Sunday, by the time this podcast episode comes out, it would have been last Sunday.
hmm
You played the main stage at Haslemere Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
A very different environment, obviously, to that gig that we just mentioned there at the Lower Third. So, how was it for you?
Yeah, loved it. Like, yeah, absolutely loved it. Stage was wicked. They had some brilliant acts on over the weekend as well. Ocean Colour Scene, Reef. So, just good to be on bills with huge bands that are wicked and play, to to crowds, to like festival crowds is always fun. Everyone's always in a good mood at a festival, which is wicked. Um, yeah, really loved it. Like met a few people after. Like merch sales were good, which is always good, so that went well. And yeah, that had a really great time. First time we've played New Year's Eve since it came out as well, which was great and went down well, which was nice. And like yeah, I think there's like one thing I said on the stage as well is like, there's such a big gap between like the big 6 or 7 festivals in the country, which like every single band in the
Yeah.
whole country is trying to get on. You got like, yeah, Isle of Wight, like Glastonbury, Reading, blah blah blah, all of them ones.
Hmm.
And like, live music venues are dying and like small festivals are dying, and it's so hard for like bands that are kind of in this like middle zone where we are right now, like trying to push for the massive ones, but not quite big enough to get them all and be like fully over it. So like these non-profit festivals like are so important, I think, for the music scene. For people to go out and just listen to live music and listen to bands that are like emerging, is so important. And yeah, like so I had a great time. And they gave me a gyros as well. That was good. That was good. I was very happy with that.
So do festivals, obviously you've mentioned obviously you played Isle of Wight and obviously one there we've been chatting about. Do
Yeah.
they bring something different out in Clamber when compared to sort of playing, like the headline shows or maybe a support on sort of like one of these kind of like I'll call it a club show, shall we say?
Yeah. I think there's definitely an element, and I don't know whether it's like conscious when we're playing, but it's definitely subconscious and something I think about after. But at our festival, you're selling yourself basically.
Mm.
Like someone has decided to put you on their stage and platform you, and the people are not there solely for you. They might not have ever heard of you before. They might not like the style of music typically that you play, but like the idea of a festival is the potential at a festival, like Isle of Wight, that this feeling stage is like on that corridor as you're going to the main
Yeah.
stage. If you can attract 100 people into that tent because they like a tune that you're playing, or you're performing in a certain way, that's 100 new fans, like that immediately. And like, it's the same with Haslemere as well. Like there's loads of people there, we're on the main stage, we've got an opportunity here to show people what we've got. And it went really well. Like people came up after buying some t-shirts, all of that sort of stuff is so important, and it does feel different, both vibes wise, because everyone's just well happy anyway at a festival, which is great.
Yeah.
But also like you got that opportunity to find people that might have never found you because
Mhm.
you're not typically in their Spotify algorithm or Instagram algorithm, or they're not actively looking for like club shows or gigs, and particularly if you're doing it outside of London, so yeah, massively important. They feel different. I also just love playing outside. I just find it so fun. And yeah, it was good. And as well, actually, I don't have one myself, but they had a wireless mic at Hazelmere, and Charlie saw it and we was like, "Oh no, you're going to be running around the stage." And I was like, "You bet I'm going to be running around the stage, skipping around." So that was good as well. So I was outside with a wireless mic. You can't beat it. It's perfect.
Tick. There's another little tick there in the old bucket list moments. That's it.
Exactly.
You're not
Exactly.
topping that. Not topping
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Although, to be fair, you probably are going to be topping running around with a Bluetooth wireless microphone, because clearly festival season doesn't end for you yet for Clamber. Because you've just been announced to play at Latitude Festival. So, firstly, congratulations from myself on the
Thank you, mate.
huge milestone. Absolutely fantastic. For those that aren't aware, this year's lineup has got some incredible artists on it. There's Lewis Capaldi, The Last Dinner Party. You got Tom Grennan. So obviously you're in great company as well. So how excited, Kieran, are you to be a part of Latitude Festival this year?
That's mental. Like I still haven't fully clocked it. I actually don't think I'm gonna fully I don't know. I don't even know when I'm there if I'm gonna be like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Honestly, I don't know when it's gonna kind of sink in. But yeah, honestly, cannot wait. And like yeah, like I said at the start of the interview, like the fact that I saw people on the BBC introducing stage at a festival when I was 10, and now, after like years of graft and putting out music and finding our sound, we're now there. I wouldn't be surprised if I cry on the on stage. Honestly, I think it could happen. Honestly, I really do. And yeah, just it's a massive opportunity. BBC are going to be filming it. They'll be sticking it on their socials. So yeah, it's a huge show for us, and like it'll be our biggest show to date in terms of reach, and the opportunities we can get off it are massive. So yeah, a massive thank you again to Matt Plum and anyone else at BBC Introducing who was involved in this, Millie as well, who was involved in it. Like, thank you for that opportunity. And yeah, which I cannot wait. I honestly cannot wait. It'll be amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you found out that you were playing Latitude, where were you, and what was your reaction, and how did the rest of the band find out as well?
Do you know what? BBC were sly on this one. So I was actually very boringly at a work conference in Sheffield, right, in a hotel room. And in fact, I think he'd messaged me the night before. I was there on my own, so I went to the theater. I think he messaged me when I was in the theater, being like, oh, do you mind hopping on to Zoom tomorrow morning? I just need to do something for our socials, and like thought you'd be good for this. I was like, yeah, of course, man, no problem. Bum bum. So yeah, before I go to my next working day, give him a bell, and he goes through these 5 questions, which were like really good. He was like, how did the band form? Like, who would be best at this, who would be worst at this, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, oh, can you do an introduction just so that I can put it at the start? And I was like, yeah. So hi, we're Clamber from London, 4-piece indie pop band, boom. And then he goes, what you should have done is say, hi, I'm Kieran from Clamber, a 4-piece indie pop band, and we're playing Latitude Festival this year. And my fate, this guy, man, he almost killed me. Honestly, he almost killed me, this guy. I love you, Matt, obviously. But I just remember being like, I can't believe I could see my face because he was filming it as well because they're going to use it for socials and stuff. See my face, I was just like, I'm not usually speechless, as you can probably tell today. And he was like, I did not know what to do. I was completely stunned. And I asked him like, yeah, is this a prank? Like, I don't know what's going on. But no, honestly, yes, I was in a hotel room in Sheffield on a work conference on my own. And yeah, it was just me. And then immediately rang the boys after. And yeah, everyone was like, surely not. And yeah, here we are. So it's incredible. So I think that footage will be coming out soon. So I'll let you know when it does, and you'll see the full reaction from me, which is just stunned, basically. Yeah. It was amazing. Amazing.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that footage, and obviously, I think it's about two weeks' time. I think roughly the festival 24th of July, 24th. That's
Yeah,
the weekend, isn't it? So not long to go.
that's it. Yeah, we're on Sunday the 26th. I don't think timings have been announced yet for the BBC introducing stage, but yeah, if anyone's at Latitude, please do come down if you fancy some high energy pop to finish a festival off. And yeah, come have a chat after. I'd love to chat. So yeah, it'd be amazing. I cannot wait. And also I get to go see some, as you said, like the lineup's sick. So I get to go see some amazing bands as well on the Friday and Saturday. Try and suppress my nerves a little bit, but probably not by watching incredible bands and being like, oh my God, we've also got to play on Sunday. So let's see how that goes.
I'm sure that you will be absolutely fine. I see some pros at this now, with festival circuit and
Yeah,
headline shows and stuff like that. Do
yeah,
you
absolutely.
think that Latitude could be? I know it's still quite early, really, and I hate using this word when I'm talking about artists, but it's kind of like the only word really that I can think of to say. But do you think it could be like a career-defining moment that people look back on in a couple of years' time and go, do you know what? I was there, sort of, big major festival, and I was there to see Clamber. And do you think that is that, or is that a bit too early to be saying that sort of thing?
No, I think it's got the potential to be. I hope that it is. I think it's like it is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I feel like anything that is once in a lifetime is probably career or life defining in some way. So yeah, I think it is. That makes me nervous, but I don't want to think about it. But yeah, I do think there's yeah, I do think it could be that. And you never know. The thing is with festivals as well, you never know who's in the audience and who's listening, what DJs are about from BBC that day, and who's watching the stream. Like the potential is mad. So we just got to deliver, and we have been recently, where everything's kind of fallen into place quite well. The stars have aligned. I don't want to get too astrology about it, but everything's going in the right direction. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, good luck with it. When it comes
Thank you,
around,
mate.
you say they're 26th of July, so we're about two and a half, 3 weeks or so away from that. So yeah, as I say, good luck with that. But
Thank you.
Kieran, on every This Is the Music Meets podcast, I like to finish with a sort of a quick fire ish round. I use that
Nice.
word ish very interestingly. I'll leave that up to the guest to
Okay.
decide if it is or not. But the first question is tea or coffee? What do you prefer?
Oh, this is a no-brainer for me. I'm a tea man through and through. I'm a
Yeah.
big tea man. Yeah, yeah. I can only really have one coffee a day. If I have more than one, I get a little bit anxious. So coffee's not good. Whereas tea, I can chain tea. I'm one of them people that can take a cup of tea to bed, full caffeine, no problem. So yeah, I'm a big tea man,
And
definitely.
what's your oh no, it's going to come out wrong. What's your tea bag of choice?
For me, for me, I'm a straight up. Do you know what? Do you know what? Recently, so I used to buy Tetley's through and through, right? Now, Sainsbury's Red Label, the kind of cheaper
Oh,
one, I'm
oh,
about it.
okay.
I started buying it for work so people could have some at work, just for the like tea thing, 'cause it's the cheapest one. Now I'm kind of into it. So like I'm moving. Yeah, Sainsbury's. Shout out to
There
the
you
to the
go.
value tea.
And of course, in the interest of fairness, there are other
Of course, yeah,
other
yeah, yeah, yeah,
supermarket tea
yeah,
labels out
yeah,
there
yeah,
as
of
well. Although
course.
if Sainsbury's want to sponsor the show in any way, shape, or form, then feel free. Um, vinyl or streaming? What's your go-to?
So my God, there's two different answers here. I'm sorry, this is not quick fire because I wish I did have a vinyl player and I should buy vinyl because I complain about streams all the time and I've been doing it on stage recently. Playing like 0.01p a play. It's completely mental, like completely ridiculous. But I'm a paid up member of Spotify, so like I can't complain too much. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's one of them things that I'm like, oh, Spotify don't pay artists, and then I'm there literally feeding feeding the algorithm. But yeah, no, I don't have my mum and dad have vinyl. They used to play vinyl when I was younger, but I don't have one myself. So I am a vinyl man by heart, but right now in my current situation, unfortunately, I'm a streaming man, and I don't want to be a streaming man, but it is what it is.
So this is in terms of live music,
Yeah.
playing at summer festivals or sort of like a sweaty, intimate club show.
I think if you're asking me right now, right, in the summer, having just played Haslemere, gonna just play Latitude, I've got to go summer festival, like, because that's all that's on my mind. But I do love like a packed out. We're playing like all of the big like poppy and high energy tunes, small room. Like I love that energy as well. Absolutely love doing that. But I'm gonna go right now, summer festivals, definitely. Because I think we got the tunes to do them as well, which is nice. Just got to vary the set list a little bit between the two.
Okay, cool. In your opinion, what is one or who is one artist that everyone should be checking out right now?
Oi, 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 oi. See, this isn't going to be quick fire because there's absolutely there's absolutely loads of them. So there's a few bands that like we're in a little. So one I'll give. I'll big up our lead guitarist Sam. So Sam Foster Smith,
Mm.
also under this feeling, like scene as well. Brilliant kind of like Bruce Springsteen-y, Sam Fendery
Mhm.
guitar energy, which is brilliant.
Yeah,
Um,
Sam. Yeah,
yeah, love Sam. There's also a band that we have been playing with recently called Forever Forever. And I've been working a little bit with the producer on some other stuff as well. They're great. And there's also a pop artist called Posey as well.
yes,
Yeah, I know you've been
yeah.
promoting some of her stuff as well. Yeah, she's got a tune called Hunter Gatherer, which I am obsessed with. So I'm gonna go Sam Foster Smith, Posey, Forever Forever. There you go. And big up my musical mates there who all make amazing music. So yeah.
Definitely, yes, loving that. So, if you could use, and obviously you gave a bit of a background earlier into Clamber and how it all came together and sort of like some of the influences as well. But could you describe Clamber in 3 words? Yeah, I think maybe I need to change the title of this section. I
Yeah,
think.
Kieran's slow response is a quick fire round. I'm gonna go fun, energetic, and I also think wholesome. Because I think we can be quite wholesome and you're gonna have a good time. Do you know what I mean? Fun, energetic, wholesome. That's what I'm going for.
Excellent, love
Although I
that.
did want to put a lyrical one in there, maybe introspective as well. Sorry, that's a fourth word.
So obviously, Kieran, you've released 2 singles this year, and obviously a couple of huge festival opportunities as well. What's next then for Clamber? What is there more new music on the horizon? Are we looking at more gigs? What are we looking at?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a tune called Collaborate that's going to come out either at the end of July or at the start of August, depending on when we get the final master through, which is like right around now. Everything's ready to go. We're just waiting on that. And then we've got Latitude, and then we'll be kicking off into hopefully a few support slots with this feeling in London and hopefully beyond, and then also a headline in autumn as well in London off the back of Latitude. So yeah, a lot to come. We're also in kind of talks about doing an EP. I'd love to do an EP with our producer at the moment. That would be great because we've released an EP back at the start of 2024 with our first 4 tunes on it. Then we've just done a string of singles since, and I'd love to actually get a proper body of work, like a 4-track EP body of work back as well. So look out for that, I guess, early 2027 potentially. Otherwise, there will definitely be singles, but I'm hoping for a bit more of an EP kind of structure. But let's see how it goes.
Brilliant. Well, it sounds very, very exciting. I know definitely I'll be keeping my eye out for all of that sort of great stuff that you've just shared with us there. So thank you very much for that. But Kieran, that unfortunately brings us to the end of episode 180 of the This Is the Music Meets podcast. Thank you so much for coming on and giving up your time and
Of
telling
course,
the fantastic story about Clamber so far. But before I do let you go, can you just let the This Is the Music listeners know the social media platforms that they can find Clamber on?
absolutely can. Yes. So on Instagram, we are at Clamber_Clamber. At TikTok, we are at Clamber_Clamber. You can also find us on YouTube at Clamber Music. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on all streaming platforms under Clamber. And if you want to drop us an email to say hi as well, clambermusic@gmail.com. So loads of different places to find us. If you type in Clamber Music anywhere, hopefully Google does its work and gets you to us. Nice and accessible. So yeah.
I like the little caveat there of hopefully
Yeah,
when
yeah.
people search for you. So yeah, have a look. Let us know in the comments of this episode. But look, all the links will be in the episode bio, along as well with the link to your Spotify platform as well, where obviously you can go and listen to Clamber's brand new single New Year's Eve. Kieran, as I say, thanks again for coming on the podcast. I've absolutely loved that and had a very good laugh with you along the way. And I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for all that exciting stuff there that you've just told us about. And finally, from me, a very good luck. I think that's the right terminology. But anyway, good luck with the show at Latitude Festival in a couple of weekends' time.
Thank you so much, mate, and thanks for having us on as well. I massively appreciate it. And yeah, I've had a wicked time as well. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 180 of the This Is the Music Meets podcast with this week's guests, Clamber. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, as it really will help the podcast grow, but more importantly, help the bands and artists that I feature to be discovered. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you very soon for another This Is the Music Meets podcast. And remember, the future is bright. The future is indie.